Which bonding material is used for soldering a joint? Option A weld, option B flux, option C acid, option D grease. উত্তর হবে option B flux. At which temperature the 60:40 solder start melting? Option A 100 degrees Celsius, option B 200 degrees Celsius, option C 300 degrees Celsius, option D 380 degrees Celsius. উত্তর হবে option B 200 degrees Celsius. Which step is important for soldering a joint? Option A heating the joint, option B cooling the joint, option C pasting the joint, option D cleaning the joint. উত্তর হবে option A heating the joint. What is the range of temperature used in soldering station? Option A 150 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius, option B 450 degrees Celsius to 600 Celsius, option C 600 degrees Celsius to 800 degrees Celsius, option D 800 degrees Celsius to 1000 degrees Celsius. উত্তর হবে option A 150 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius. What is the name of the tool? Option A chopper tool, option B crimping tool, option C soldering iron, option D planger desoldering tool. উত্তর হবে option D planger desoldering tool. What is the name of the soldering iron tip? Option A conical, option B pyramid, option C chisel taper, option D round bevel. উত্তর হবে option A conical. What is the name of flux used for soldering electronic components? Option A resin, option B rosin, option C milled acid, option D organic acid. উত্তর হবে option B rosin. How many types of soldering is used for joining metal surfaces? Option A 2, option B 5, option C 4, option D 3. উত্তর হবে option A 2. What is the full form of SPDT used in switches? Option A single phase dual throw, option B single pole single throw, option C single pole double throw, option D share pole double throw. উত্তর হবে option C single pole double throw. Which ratio of team lead combination is used for electronic component soldering work? Option A 40:60, option B 50:50, option C 60:60, option D 63:37. উত্তর হবে option C 60:60. When does the rosin flux melts in a soldering process? Option A after the solder melts, option B when the solder is melting, option C during the solder is melting, option D when the solder is heated. উত্তর হবে option D when the solder is heated. What is the additional advantage of rosin flux used for soldering electronic components? Option A it is non-conductive, option B it is good conductor, option C it is a chemical paste, option D inorganic acid in nature. উত্তর হবে option A it is non-conductive. What is the full form of DPDT used in switches? Option A dual phase dual throw. Option B double pole direct throw. Option C direct pole double throw. Option D double pole double throw. উত্তর হবে option D double pole double throw. How is the soldering method for joining large metal called? Option A welding. Option B brazing. Option C hot soldering. Option D soft soldering. উত্তর হবে option B brazing. How much time is required to make a quality soldered joint using soldering iron? Option A 3 to 7 seconds. Option B 7 to 10 seconds. Option C 10 to 15 seconds. Option D 15 to 20 seconds. উত্তর হবে option A 3 to 7 seconds. Which type of soldering is used for electronic circuit? Option A brazing. Option B soft soldering. Option C hot soldering. Option D hard soldering. উত্তর হবে option B soft soldering. Which tool works on the principle of air suction? Option A soldering iron. Option B soldering wick. Option C desoldering braid. Option D desoldering pump. উত্তর হবে option D desoldering pump. Which soldering instrument has hot air blowing facility? Option A soldering iron. Option B soldering station. Option C web soldering machine. Option D temperature control soldering iron. উত্তর হবে option B soldering station. What is produced by the power supply connected soldering iron? Option A fire. Option B heat. Option C cool air. Option D water vapor. উত্তর হবে option B heat. What is the purpose of flux in soldering electronic circuit components? Option A form the oxide layer. Option B reduce the solder cooling time. Option C increase the melting temperature of solder. Option D dissolve the oxide layer on the metal surface. উত্তর হবে option D dissolve the oxide layer on the metal surface. Which gauge number of rosin cored solder is suitable for soldering medium-sized joints? Option A 16 gauge rosin code. Option B 18 gauge rosin code. Option C 22 gauge rosin code. Option D 24 gauge rosin code. উত্তর হবে option B 18 gauge rosin code. How the flux residue is removed after soldering a joint? Option A water. Option B petrol. Option C organic flux. Option D isopropyl alcohol. উত্তর হবে option D isopropyl alcohol. What is the effect of overheating on soldering a joint? Option A cold joint. Option B pore wetting. Option C dull grainy surface. Option D flux trap against lead. উত্তর হবে option C dull grainy surface. What is the name of defect if the flux is unable to remove the turnice from the soldered joint? Option A cold joint. Option B pore wetting. Option C pits and voids. Option D dull gravity surface. উত্তর হবে option A cold joint. What is the result of forced air is blown to cool the joint while soldering? Option A, solder setting very slowly. Option B, result in dry brittle joint. Option C, disturb the chemical bonding. Option D, joint becomes mechanically stronger. উত্তর হবে option B, result in dry brittle joint. What is the effect of seeking the soldered joint while cooling? Option A, flux will not dissolve. Option B, it will corrode the joint. Option C, it result in oxidation of solder. Option D, it disturb the chemical bonding take place. উত্তর হবে option D, it disturb the chemical bonding take place. Why the solvent isopropyl alcohol is used on the solder joint? Option A, to help the corrosive action. Option B, cleaning before soldering the joint. Option C, to break down the acid within the joint. Option D, remove residual flux and prevent corrosion. উত্তর হবে option D, remove residual flux and prevent corrosion. What is the defect on the solder joint if it is cooled by blowing air? Option A, pore wetting. Option B, pits and voids. Option C, dry solder joint. Option D, dull grainy surface. উত্তর হবে option C, dry solder joint. How the thick layers of oxide is removed before doing the soldering activity? Option A, apply flux. Option B, clean normally. Option C, use adhesive method. Option D, use isopropyl alcohol. উত্তর হবে option C, use adhesive method. Which method is used for soldering electronic components? Option A, abrasive method. Option B, clinched lead method. Option C, hard soldering method. Option D, soldering station method. উত্তর হবে option B, clinched lead method. Why the plunger desoldering tool needs periodical cleaning? Option A, to melt the solder quickly. Option B, to help the joint to be soldered. Option C, to prevent closing of the nozzle. Option D, to remove the flux collected in chamber. উত্তর হবে option C, to prevent closing of the nozzle.